Good evening, students. I am Dr. Kamala, Assistant Professor of Political Science, New Government Degree College, Serlingampalli. Today we are going to discuss about the Election Commission of India. Have you seen this building? Yes, during the time of elections, uh, every day this building is shown, right? So in Hindi it is called as Nirvachan Sadan, right? So the election commission actually plays an important role in a democratic country, right? Now democracy, the in a democracy the people have the choice to elect their representatives, right? See, this is the election process. Now in a democracy actually people have the choice to elect, see, ultimate sovereign power, we will say the ultimate sovereign power will rest with the what? With whom? Yes, it is the people, the popular sovereign. In other words, the popular sovereign rests with the people. Now, this sovereign power transfers to their representatives when the elections are conducted. Right? How? Through their right to vote. Yes, it is a political right. Through political right, they will transfer their vote to their representatives. Now, these representatives actually what they will do? If they come to the power, they will form the government, right? Government. How they will form the government? The democracy, in a democracy the people have the right to elect the representatives. Now who, the popular sovereign, how the popular sovereign is vested with the people? Through right to vote, that is a political right. Now through this political right, what happens? They will transfer their right to vote to their representative. Then the representative will form the government. Then after forming the government, they will make the laws in the legislature, and through legislature what happens? These laws are made for the people, right? And for other institutions that are in the country. Now what happens? This will all the activities of the nation will function smoothly only when there are laws, right? If there are no laws, what happens? There will be a in the older days how we had the law of jungle, where the people doesn't have any rules and regulations, so there was a threat to their life as well as their property. So what happened? They enter into a contract which was called as social contract, which you learned in the first semester, right? So then the civil society came into existence, that you need to remember. See, once again I'm repeating, the people through right to vote, that is political right, will have the a right to elect their representative and form the government, and they will implement the laws. They will make the laws, and implement it to the people for the betterment of the society as well as nation. So we look at now what is actually the election commission. Now see, if you remember the Abraham Lincoln quotation or the definition, the government of the people, by the people and for the people. Right? Now if the elections are free and fair, then only there will be a meaning to the democracy. Otherwise, if it is unfair or If it is not in a justice manner, then there will be no meaning to the democracy. That you need to remember. Now, actually, the election commission is an it is a independent autonomous constitutional authority. Now it conducts different types of elections like general elections, right, midterm elections and the by-elections. Now we'll see what is general elections. Now the general elections actually to elect the Lok Sabha members, means directly it elects the members of the Lok Sabha when after a term of 5 years. Generally it takes a term of 5 years. The general elections particularly will be conducted after the term of 5 years. Okay, then midterm elections. In case if Lok Sabha or state as legislative assemblies gets dissolved before the 5 years term. Now here see, if you clearly concentrate on this, general elections after the term of 5 years, if the governments are not able to maintain their majority, if the house is dissolved, then what happens? The midterm elections, because they lose the majority. So if the particular party has the majority, then only they will have they will enjoy the what confidence of the house. If they won't have that confidence, then they will lose their majority in the house and the house gets dissolved, either if it is in the case of center or in the state. Then what happens, the midterm elections have to be announced in the center or the state, and the election commission generally look after these midterm election. Next, by elections. Now what is by elections? See here, members of legislative assembly members of Lok Sabha, actually here that should be corrected. So members of the Lok Sabha in center or state legislative assemblies falls any vacant on account of death, resignation or disqualification before the end of the term. See, by-elections are conducted, for example, in a particular constituency. That constituency is called vacant. See, here we have mentioned about the false vacants on grounds of death, or on grounds of resignation, or on grounds of health. Then what happens, that position falls vacant. That time what happens, that vacant position must be filled within the 6 months, and here the election commission conducts the by election. That you need to remember, right? General elections, midterm elections and by elections. These elections are generally conducted by the election commission of India. Now actually the election commission is an autonomous constitutional authority which is mentioned in the part 15 of the Indian Constitution, from articles 324 to 329 of the Indian Constitution. Now let me explain about what is 324 of the Indian Constitution. Now here the 324 article actually states that the superintendence and control of elections to be vested in Election Commission of India. Article 324 states that the Election Commission has the authority to superintendence, direction and control of elections, that power to be vested in Election Commission, right? And not only that, the 324 to 329 of the Indian Constitution also deals with powers, functions, tenure, eligibility, etc. of the commission and the members, right? Now, Article 325 states that no person to be ineligible for inclusion in or to claim to be included in special electoral rolls on grounds of religion, race, caste or sex. Now there should be no discrimination against any person. All eligible person will be enrolled, right, in enrolled as electors after attaining 18 years of age, right? Then completion of 18 years of age, that you need to remember. Then Article 326, it states that the elections to the House of People and to the legislative assemblies of the states to be on the basis of adult suffrage. Adult suffrage means universal adult suffrage. Now, all the eligible candidates will be given the political right, that is right to vote. Next, Article 327, which states that the power of the Parliament to make provision with respect to elections to legislatures. Next, Article 328, which states that the power of the legislature of the state to make a provision with respect to election to such legislature. And Article 329, interfere by courts in electoral matters. Now this you need to know what are actually Article 324, 325, 326, 327, 328, 329. Now these all articles generally deals with the Election Commission of India. Now, as I've said, it is an autonomous constitutional authority. And not only that, the Election Commission also classifies the parties as national parties, regional parties and other parties based on the performance of the parties in the elections, right? That we will discuss in other topic. Next, the Election Commission operates under the authority of the Constitution and subsequently enacted Representation of People's Act 1951. Okay, and it conducts elections to the center, states, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state legislative assemblies, and president, vice president. So all these posts will be filled by only Election Commission of India. Now article see here the formation of Election Commission came into it formed on 25th January 1950. Now on the completion of its 60 years in 2010, generally in order to increase the voting percentage, the National Voters Day has been celebrating, right? The National Voters Day from 2010. So after the completion of 60 years of its establishment of Election Commission, it is celebrating the National Voters Day from 2010, and the objective is to increase the voting percentage, right? Earlier, actually, if we take the voters, in case of India, only few well settled families and educated, right, those people were used to get the right to vote. But after 1947, even every person who is eligible, that is after the completion of 18 years of age, they will get the right to vote, right? and 61st amendment, if we see, the 61st amendment was a major reform, we can say, through which the voting age has been reduced from 21 to 18 years of age. That you need to remember, the 61st Amendment Act. Okay, now this Amendment Act was done during the uh, period of Sri Rajiv Gandhi, the ex-Prime Minister. So, under his rule, this amendment was made, and the voting age has been reduced to 20, reduced from 21 to 18 years. Right now, the election commission is works under the jurisdiction of India, and its headquarters is in New Delhi, and it composed of, according to Article 324 of the Indian Constitution, there should be one chief election commissions, and two other election commissions. So when it was established in 1950, it was originally only had a chief election commission. For the first time, on 16th October 1989, actually this has been changed, and ending and in 1st January 1990, the Election Commission Amendment Act 1989 was adopted, and on 1st January 1990 has turned multi-member commission. Okay, that you need to. Earlier it was single member election commission. Later on it was turned into a multi-member, but it was for a short period. Then again, according to the Election Commission Amendment Act 1989, when it was adopted on 1st January 1990, again it turned into a multi-member commission. So this you need to remember. Now the chief election commissioner and two other election commissioners, usually retired IAS officers. Okay, they are retired IAS officers. Now the present, who is this person? Yes, he is the chief election commissioner. What is his name? Yes, Sunil Arora, and he is the 23rd chief election commissioner. Who is the first election commissioner when it was established? It might be asked in competitive exams. Okay, note down, Sukumar Sen. Right. When the election commission was formed in 1950, the first chief election commissioner was Sukumar Sen. Later on, the commissioners have been changed, and present we have 23rd chief election commissioner, and his name is Sunil Arora, and two other election commissioners are Ashok Lavasa, and the other one is Sushil Chandra. Please note down, the Chief Election Commissioner of India presently is the 23rd CEC, and he came into authority or the office on 2nd December 2018. Okay, he came into this highest authority on 2nd December 2018. And other election commissioners are Ashok Lavasa and Sushil Chandra. Okay, we'll move on to now how the what is the method of appointment and tenure. We'll see. Now the Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners are generally appointed by the President of India, right, for a term of 6 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier, right, whichever is earlier, that will be applied. Now 6 years or 65 years. Now he will be generally assisted by other chief electoral officers of states, and who is an IAS officer of principal secretary rank, and at the district and constituency levels the district magistrates will assist the chief election commissioners, right, and will be removed from the office on grounds like a judge of a Supreme Court. Now how will be the Supreme Court judge will be removed? Yes, actually on proved misbehavior or incapacity, when Parliament actually approves with a majority of total membership of each house in favor of impeachment, and which is not less than 2/3 of the members of each house present. So in that process, how the Supreme Court of a judge is removed, similar in that manner the chief election commissioners can be removed on the grounds. On which grounds? Yes, proved misbehavior, or through if the or incapacity. In other words, incapacity, he can be removed. So once again I am repeating, the chief election commissioner can be removed from office similar to that of a judge of the Supreme Court of India, which actually on the grounds of proved misbehavior or incapacity. On that grounds, if the Parliament passes a resolution by 2/3 majority in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then only he can be removed. So till now actually no chief election commissioner has been impeached in India. That you need to remember. Till now no chief election commissioner has been removed on the grounds of proved misbehavior or incapacity, right, and he draws a salary on par with the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. So he draws a salary. How much he draws? Do you have any idea? Yeah, 2 point. Yes, he draws a salary of, anyone has any idea about yes, one more thing. How many times presently how many elections has been conducted till now in India? Yeah, 17 times till 2019. 17 times election has been conducted. That you need to remember. And what we were discussing? Yeah, we were discussing about the salaries. Now how much salary gets actually? How much the Chief Justice gets the salary? Anyone has idea? Yes. So earlier it was 1 lakh. Now it has been increased to 2.80 lakhs. Right? So now we'll look at the functions and powers of Election Commission. Now what is the first and foremost function of the Electoral Commission? That is the preparation of electoral rolls. Now it holds means free and fair elections, right? So free and fair elections. So in order to have free and fair election, it has to enroll the eligible voters without any discrimination. Right? No, the electoral rolls must be prepared correctly. That is very much important role of the election commission, we can say, and in order to hold the elections free and fair, right? And it must have the names of all the eligible voters, right? Eligible voters irrespective of their religion, race, caste and sex, right? Earlier it was, you need to know, earlier a person when he used to have 21 years of age, then only he would have been means uh, enrolled as voter. Right now, through 61st Amendment Act, what happened? The voting age has been reduced from 21 to 18 years of age, right? So, the electoral rolls, preparing of the electoral rolls is the responsibility of the election commission, and sometimes the state officials also prepare the electoral rolls on behalf of the election commission. That you need to remember. Next, conduct of the poll. So it arranges all the duties in order to smooth conduct of the poll, right? So it arranges booths. Have you seen the polling booths? Yes, with all security, the election commission actually conducts the arranges the polling booths, right? And not only that, it also appoints the election observers, right? And allows the candidates to put his seal on the ballot boxes, right? Now, anyone has visited the as use their right to vote? No? Yeah. You have done? Have you seen? Yes. Right. Very good. Acha, you have taken part in 2019 elections. So tell me what you have done. Okay, you have taken the slip. Then, yeah, polling office, you went to the polling offices, right? Then, okay, they had marked the ink on your finger, right? Then, they've given one slip, right? Okay. After that, have you taken the epic card? Who issues the epic card generally? Electoral photo identity card. Have you taken this card with you? Yeah. Who issues that epic card? Yes, election commission. Right. You can enroll your name after you reach the age of complete the age of 18 years. You can enroll and you can get your electoral card. Right. Very good. So you have voted your vote to a representative. Very good. Sit. So, and see, this is a process where the election commission actually arranges the booths for the smooth conduct of elections, right? Then it it also appoints observers for the smooth functioning of the election, and it allows the candidates to put the sign on the ballot, this thing, right? Next, it ensures secrecy of voting. Now the votes are it maintains that secrecy, because in a democracy it is very much essential to maintain the secrecy of the vote. It is confidential matter. It does not reveals the which candidate voted which party, right? It is so the election commission ensures secrecy of voting, and it allows the polling officer to note the serial number of the ballot paper issued to the voter. And not only that, in case of emergency, it also cancels the poll on the same day, right? And what happens in case if the elections has means cancel, then it will conduct re-election to vote, or to it also may conduct the bypoll elections in case if it is means the booth is rigged off, otherwise something is happened, there is no smooth functioning of the election, then it cancels the election in a particular constituency and announces a later, and a repoll can be conducted, right? So cancellation, it cancels the, it has that power to cancel the election also. Next, recognition of political parties and allotment of symbols. The Election Commission generally recognizes the political parties. I have said that it is classifies the parties as national parties, right, regional parties and other parties based on the performance of the party in the elections, right? If the political party is getting 4% of votes in 3 or 4 states, then it can be recognized as a national party, right? And if it is getting 4% of percentage of voting in a particular state, then it is recognized as a regional party or a state party. So see, based on that performance, it recognizes the political parties as all India or state political parties, and at the same time it is a duty of the Election Commission which gives symbols to the parties. For example, BJP have the symbol of lotus flower. So also if you take Telangana TRS party, regional party, the cycle is the symbol of the car is the symbol of the TRS party, and for TDP cycle is the symbol of the party. And for example, if you take the Congress party, it has the symbol of hand. So this is how the symbols will be allotted by the by the Election Commission in order to attract the voters. The parties will attract the voters. Next, disqualifying the candidates. Now the Election Commission also, when the candidates are enrolling or filing their nomination, during the filing of their nomination, if they produce false information about their representation, then that candidates will be disqualified, right? At the same time, it also disqualifies the MPs and MLAs also, right, if there is any dispute among the election process of MPs and MLAs. Now, in order to bring lot of changes, the Election Commission has brought many changes in the Election Commission, so that we call as electoral reforms, and these reforms were made by Tarkunde Committee, which was appointed in 1975, Goswami Committee, which was appointed in 1990, Indrajit Gupta Committee 1998. So we will discuss this later about what are the new reforms that has been brought in Election Commission of India, right? So tomorrow we will discuss. Thank you.